Time now for our Faith Matters segment on this Sunday. Joining me now is Brian Erickson. Brian, thanks so much for being here with us.
Absolutely, Chloe.
Today we're talking about something fun. We're talking about money.
People love it when preachers talk about money.
People love this.
Yes.
So tithing, offerings, just donations, most denominations of Christianity have some form. It helps the church run. One of the common, amounts they say is 10% of your earnings. Where did that come from?
So in the Old Testament, you get this idea of first fruits. So primarily an agricultural society, but this notion of the very first you receive from your harvest, you dedicate to God, sort of as an act of trust. So it obviously kept the temple and the priesthood running, but it's also a powerful act of saying to God, I believe that you are the provider and that everything I have comes from you. So that's where that 10% piece comes from. It's really an Old Testament idea.
Right. And depending on, the church, some people take it more seriously. I don't really know the correct terminology, than others. Is there anything you would warn against, or what are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I think people get really uncomfortable, obviously, when churches start talking about money. Whenever we start talking about money, our attendance slowly goes down because people love Jesus until he starts to mess with their stuff, which I appreciate. But what's interesting is Jesus talks about money and possessions. It's in his top 3 list of subjects that he covers. He spends an inordinate amount of time talking about what we do with our resources, because ultimately how you spend your time, your talents, and your treasure reveal what really matters to you.
Right.
And I think for our culture, one of the most transformational parts of the gospel is learning to sort of open our hands and be more generous with each other. And so yes, churches need to run. Yes, we need to raise budgets, but I also think there's something inherent in the spiritual practice of giving that brings with it that sense of trusting God and leaning into God's provision for us.
It is an awkward conversation, but from the church side of things, is it really fundamentally important to your operations? How does the finances work?
Oh yeah, well, and I think every church handles finances differently. I'm a part of a denomination that has a whole lot of financial policies to ensure transparency and oversight and accountability and things like that, which I of course believe in. I think it's really important, and I think we have a history in the church of not always using people's gifts well, and so I think those methods for accountability and oversight are really, really important. But I also think it's good for the churches to be transparent with their people as to where money is going and what it's funding and the kinds of things it's supporting. And it's really powerful as a pastor to get to see people with generous hearts. We often think if we had more income, we would be more generous. I find that that's not actually true, that some people are generous at every level of income, and other folks find a way to hold on to whatever they have, no matter how much they're making.
Do you think there should be a strict amount that every Christian family gives, or do you think it kind of depends on the person and the situation?
And again, people will disagree with me here. I do think that Old Testament idea of a tenth is a great place to strive towards or to start with. That was our first argument as a family, as my wife is much more generous than me, and I had to learn that kind of generosity. If you look at sort of Jesus' words, he says, give up everything you have. So he's at 100% giving. I'm not there yet.
Right.
But I think it's wherever you are, can you be more generous tomorrow than you were today? I think that's the goal for all of us to sort of lean into.
Brian Erickson, thank you so much for being with us on this Sunday.